Welcome, everyone, to the Set List of Life with the former bandmates of Dolly for Sue. We don't have the full band tonight, but we're going to keep on trucking. We do have Aaron on guitar.
Hello, hello.
Kirsten on keyboard.
Hello.
I am Leslie. I am your vocalist for this evening. And tonight we're going to base our podcast on the song Magic Man by Heart, only because it's St. Patrick's Day.
There you go.
And we all need a little magic man in our lives.
Oh, man.
On St. Patrick's Day. I will say I was late tonight because it was the cornhole finals.
Oh. I meant to ask about that.
I knew you'd be chomping at the bit, wanted to be up to date.
Yes. So tell.
We made it to the Final Four.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, the cornhole Final Four.
We did.
Wow.
I did not have you in my bracket.
You were in 9th place.
Well, we
2
were
weeks ago.
We were in like second place, and then
then you got dropped like 9th place.
But we made it to the Final Four.
Okay.
Whoa.
If
we would have known, we would have come.
I know. Yeah. We got totally schooled.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. Oh. So we did not make it to the final two.
Okay.
There are no refs.
You're blaming the refs?
But I will say.
Technical foul.
It was, one of the guys we played against just sunk 3 bags, like every throw. He's 3 bags.
Practicing.
And it made Chris very angry. He was leprechaunish in his angry dance on the opposite side of the room. I was glad he was on the other side because he was pissed off because he thought it was a ringer. Because this guy, not sure, had played with the team the whole season.
Oh, they brought in a ringer
them
for the finals.
They brought in the.
It's all right.
You know what? Sauce.
You know what? If it was that important, they should have it. And they did. Well, they won the whole thing.
Does their trophy?
So they beat us, and then they beat the second. I don't know if there was any hardware.
Yeah. What is it?
I forgot to
belt?
Ask. I don't know.
No, it's the
belt.
golden beanbag.
Yeah, golden beanbag.
But they won the whole thing, so I don't feel so bad.
Okay.
Like we didn't lose to the losers.
Right.
Yeah. You made it to the. We made it to finals.
The end.
That's a big
deal. Okay.
But
so when's the next season?
Probably next year. I don't know, but I will say this was cool about St. Patrick's Day. They had themed food tonight.
Was it green? Or was it just Irish?
They had some green food and some, but it was like Irish, and a lot of it was green. They had green beer and stuff like that.
That's fine.
I had an Irish mint julep.
Oh, okay.
Mint julep.
Yep, mint julep.
Southern
Irish. Southern Irish.
Southern Ireland. That's Southern Ireland.
Irish. Are they the Catholics or the Protestant? I don't know. Southern Ireland is one or the other.
I'm just thinking of Southern, like South. Like, isn't mint julep you sip on the porch with the magnolias? So I had a mint julep, and then I had corned beef and cabbage egg rolls. Oh, that sounds good.
Which was very tasty.
Interesting.
And then I had a Shamrock Shake, not from McDonald's, but from this place.
Right.
Right now, I really do feel a bit ill.
That does
not a good combo.
Egg rolls and Shamrock Shake.
Those 3 together, not good for the tummy.
You're feeling full.
Tasty at the time.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm feeling a little bloat. Just a bloat.
Yeah. I thought of you today because I bought my kids. I was in the grocery store yesterday,
Did you buy pudding?
No, but I bought something else that reminded me of you.
What?
It was green milk.
Oh.
But it wasn't citrus flavored like
good.
Disney.
Okay.
It was just chocolate chip mint.
Ooh.
And
was it good?
Chocolate chip mint milk?
Milk. Yeah, chocolate. Yeah. Well, it was just, I was at Wegmans and it was near the checkout. And I was like, oh, tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day. But I didn't give it to the one before school because I thought he'd probably be sick. And
like me.
And the older one's like, oh, I'll try that. And he drank it, and then he's like, yeah, it was good. I feel kind of sick now.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip. Yeah. I don't know. It could,
tasted like
go either way.
Yeah.
They said it tasted like melted ice cream.
At first, I was going to say, but it's just like
melted
chocolate chip ice cream.
Yeah. Right. Just melted.
I mean, it seems like a bit much. I didn't want to have any, but I could see how it was
with
decent.
Ice cream, you can take a mouthful at a time.
Right.
With milk, you're drinking it.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe a little too much.
Well, I guess without the bourbon and corned beef egg rolls, it might go down a little easier. Just a little.
That's true.
Yeah. Might not be so much of a stomach upset.
A combination.
I'm going to be hitting the giant for some Gas X. So
That's a terrible combination.
no, it is. The more I think about it, I'm like, why did I do that to myself?
It's like almost hard to come up with.
yeah. Like if you tried to come up with
Yeah.
3 things that just didn't
Right.
mix,
Right.
those would probably be the 3.
Yeah. I feel like that's almost an achievement.
Thank you. Thank you. I wanted something tonight.
Right.
I
Right.
won at bad choices.
Right. Yeah. Like, so if you're gonna have bad choices, just go all out. Like don't go
true.
small.
Don't go small.
Don't-
Let's go
don't-
big.
don't play
We've
small.
learned. We got to
Yeah.
go big.
So you just came from.
Literally just came from cornhole. Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm
So was there
down.
a ceremony, like a winter ceremony?
I don't know. I left.
Oh,
No, I'm
you didn't
like,
have
I
the
got
stomach
places
for
to go,
that.
See you
people.
next year, people.
Yeah.
I hate all of you. I'm going.
Right.
I put my time
I'm out
in.
of here. Put my
That's
heart
why-
and
that's
soul
why-
into this game, and this is what happened.
That's why I don't know if there's hardware because I just left.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but it was fun. It was good times.
that's good.
No. You're wearing green for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So you did not get pinched?
Well,
Pinch?
no, I didn't. You pinched. If you don't wear green on St. Patrick's Day, you get pinched.
Yeah,
No one
people can pinch you.
Why?
because it's a
Why not?
thing. Because it's that's what St. Patrick's Day is.
I've never
Aaron.
heard of such a
What?
thing.
No, that's
I've
like
never been pinched before because
Oh,
I've
you've
not
got
worn
From
lucky.
green.
Pennsylvania.
You're from Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania.
I'm wearing
you
green.
know.
But you're wearing green. That's why you didn't get
but
pinched.
But in my how many years of being on this earth, I've never heard
I believe
of
it.
someone
Are you serious?
pinching you
It's
because
a
you're not
school
wearing
age thing.
Yeah.
Right? If you
Right,
go to
right, like
if-
the thing below the waist.
yeah,
and all
yeah.
kind of
If
games.
you,
Yeah.
If you aren't wearing green on St. Patrick's, it just was a good reason for someone to be mean to you.
I just
Like I'm
pinched her.
not wearing green,
Yeah,
and
see?
she's pinching me twice now. Okay, that's enough.
All right.
Now,
You should know
what I would
better.
always hear from my wife is, now I'm going to have a black and blue mark.
Yeah. Yes, you didn't pinch. No, that was
No.
like when we were kids. I don't know. Like St. Patrick's Day is a much bigger deal, but that was like about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now the kids do the leprechaun traps. Are your
Oh.
kids, Aaron, old enough for leprechaun traps?
I'm sure they are, but
No, but I mean, do they start? See, here's the thing. They do that at school. They start that at school. It's not you.
No, you know what I did hear today about the leprechaun turned our chairs over.
Yes.
And did something else. I forget what the
So
other thing
they
was.
started at school, and it becomes the bane of your existence.
Kind of like the elf
every
on the
March
shelf.
That's
17th.
what
Yes.
that's why I have
That's what.
not.
Yeah, we don't do that
I
stuff.
have not incorporated that into our household at all.
Right.
No.
Yeah. No elf.
And
no,
but the schools do
leprechauns.
the leprechaun thing, and so then they introduce the leprechaun trap thing. So then the kids all start talking about the traps they're going to set. So that for a few years becomes a thing.
Okay, so
So how do you make a leprechaun trap? Oh, sorry.
no. By all means, go ahead. How do you make a leprechaun? Because I will get to this.
Well, it depends on your kids and what they decide to do. But my kids, like a couple different years, like sometimes they built it out of a box that had like a trap door, and they would like I remember one year they took a box and they cut a trap door in the box, and they took one of Ava's dollhouse rugs and laid it over the trap door, and then put things that they thought the leprechaun
Right.
wanted around so,
So
that
he fell through the trapdoor.
yes.
Okay.
And so as mom, my job is to fill the trap with Lucky Charms
Okay.
Okay.
because you can't
Makes sense.
they don't actually catch the leprechaun.
Oh.
So, but the leprechaun's mad that you try to catch him, so he leaves you with
A bunch of Lucky Charms.
a bunch of Lucky Charms instead.
because he's mad.
So, but in other years they've used like glue traps. Like
my God.
they've
Fly
done,
traps?
they've done the like the mousetrap game. You know, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
cage in the mousetrap game. They've incorporated that into the trap.
Wow.
Like
So, some
it got to be elaborate, but at the time,
That's my.
yeah,
That's
Yeah,
my.
you don't want to do that.
Well, see, that's just it. Like, I am stuck between two worlds right now,
oh, absolutely,
and
Believe
I
me.
don't know. I fight this constantly of how far do I go?
Right.
Because I'm making more work for myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
and
don't
there's
do
part
it.
of me that's like, I don't want to do that.
you
But
don't
I also
wanna
don't
do
want to deprive my children of fun and fantasy and whatnot
Yeah,
like that.
that's
So there's this like
There's a balance.
struggle going on.
Okay, so
Yeah. Yeah.
what all I did was in the morning, I'd put green food dye in the toilet.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because, again, we pissed the leprechaun off, so he's going to do a couple things that are, in quotes, mean, but they're not really mean. Okay. So he peed in our toilet, and that water would be green. Although a couple of times, Chris would come and use that toilet before he went to work, and I was like, God damn it. Seriously, we have like 5 toilets. You saw it was green. Why are you using that one?
Right.
So he would pee in the toilet. Sometimes he would walk in the butter.
Oh, little leprechaun.
You can
feet?
leave little leprechaun prints in the butter.
Interesting.
Okay.
But like when they get to school, the leprechaun usually messes up the room. Like does something crazy.
Okay.
You know, that sort of
When did
thing.
I miss this? I don't know. Is this recent?
You know, I think it honestly, I do think like my elementary school in particular, I don't know if it started in kindergarten or first grade, but the teachers really pushed it.
Yeah.
Like, and so it came home.
Oh, okay.
Right. You know, and so.
I don't think that was a thing. Yeah.
And God bless, my neighbor was always like, there's no leprechaun. Like she just put a pin in it and was like, you know, dumb me. I'm like, sure, let's make a leprechaun trap. And, you know, so.
But
it's fun though. It's a fun memory.
Again, like, okay, if we're going to get all, and we're not, but if we're going to get all analytical, and if we were to look at your kids versus their kids and later in life and to see how playful your kids grew up to be versus their kids, I don't know how much to indulge in all of that.
I agree.
Versus, man, I just don't want to do the work. I don't want to do the work. I've got enough going on in my brain that I can't keep
But you
track
could do
of.
something else. You don't have to do that. Like if it's
No,
not your jam, it's not your thing. You just let it go.
It could be Easter. It could be Elf on the Shelf. It could be whatever it is. But
you just have to pick and you just have to pick and choose.
Did you do the Elf?
Oh yes.
No.
Oh no.
And
I've just heard some horror stories.
Yeah, I know.
And you, Kirsten, like me, have quite a distance between the older two and the youngest one. So, you know, for most people, these things they don't last very long.
Yeah, but for us, it's like most of our lives.
Yeah, exactly. I am still doing Elf on the Shelf, and it's been like 20 years.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Like that.
That's like some kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
Third ring of hell.
But like most people, if they have their kids one after the other, it's like an 8-year, maybe 10-year span.
Yeah, but no,
not 20.
No,
like some of us.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, no, I get that. Your kids are young once, and it normally is a span of
just
8
a few years, right?
And
as long as they don't expect you to do it forever, Like when I met my husband, we visited his family for Easter, and his mom hid peanut butter cups. He was damn near 30.
You're like,
wow.
But I was like,
did you have to ask him like, are you a believer, or is this just something we go along with?
I think that it was like it was like my sister-in-law, like the girlfriends were coming. I think they were just doing something fun. But anyway, but I was like, no.
Yeah. Well, then again, like I said, at my house, we had underwear and socks and things in our Easter basket. Yeah. So it was sort of like when that went away, it was sort of like, well, them's the breaks, you know? I mean,
right. Guess I'll have to get my underwear at Christmas now.
Right. Stocking stuffers.
Right.
You know,
my Halloween,
my toothbrush at Halloween, and so. Some
That's
things
so
it's okay to go away.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, some things you don't miss that much. Yeah.
But so those are the, you know, I hear what you're saying, Aaron, but if they don't do it, it's not a big deal because, like I said, they push it at school, so they get the leprechaun stuff out of. If they're not asking to do it. Don't introduce it.
Yeah, if they ask,
no.
If they say, Dad, why doesn't the leprechaun come to our house? Then, like, maybe, you know, you might be guilted into it.
Because they're not real.
Yeah, long and short of it.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, I bought some Lucky Charms today, and I did buy the green milk.
Nice.
I usually make my own. I usually just put some food coloring in the milk, even though there's no leprechaun. Well, there's no leprechaun, but
just for fun.
Just for fun.
Just because you're fun.
Because I'm just so fun. It's about the funnest thing that I do.
Just wild at your household.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is mint.
But yeah, but I found it was mint. It was like melted ice cream. And my kids, the one hasn't tried it yet.
Small amount.
One said, drank the whole thing, said it was delicious, and then felt horrible.
Well, I bet you it's sort of like eggnog.
Yeah, I hate eggnog.
Like you can sip a little bit of eggnog and be okay, but if you drank like a big glass of it, you're kind of like
thick.
Right. No. It's
I
like
don't like
a
eggnog.
8-ounce glass, and you're good. Like that's good.
I don't even like that. I just don't like it.
I like how
Thick
that's,
and sweet.
you
No, I
just
was
buy
talking-
it. You don't.
Yeah, no, but I bought the mint chip milk just because I don't want to do that leprechaun stuff. So like I have to like grab something easy from the store. I'm like, oh, Lucky Charms and mint milk.
Mint milk.
There you go.
Well, do you guys have any Irish in you?
I do,
You do?
but I thought it was a lot. I mean, I have red hair, even though
Right.
But so I have my one grandmother is Irish ancestry. But I did that ancestry.com.
Oh yeah.
And I did not know, maybe you didn't know this either.
See, I don't know if I. Go ahead.
Well, so you get percentages. So
Yep.
I always said I'm 1/8 Irish because,
You thought your grandma was full
like
on.
had my It turns out like it's not I always thought you were like, okay, my parents are both half Swedish, so I'm half Swedish or
Right.
I always thought it worked out like that, that you got what you got.
Right.
But you could with my ancestry.com, I found out that you could like my sister could be twice as Irish as I am.
Oh.
Because if she got the Irish genes.
Oh, it just a matter. Oh,
Yeah.
I get it now.
So I'm
Okay.
not that Irish. Like I felt like
You're
got
less
it.
Irish than you
yes,
thought.
I'm like 8% Irish.
Oh. And so was this like a DNA thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was like, oh, I thought I was 25% Irish, or
So
Interesting.
my mother did Ancestry.com.
Oh,
Oh
did
yeah.
she?
Anything interesting?
We have always thought that we are French
Oh yeah.
on my mom's side.
No?
I thought it was French too, but
Apparently
I didn't
not.
get that. Yeah.
I
yeah?
am my mom, and so for
So parts of
Yeah.
you.
Me?
Yeah.
41% Scottish
Okay.
Okay.
I kind of
and
see that.
37% Irish.
Oh,
Oh, so
see,
you-
you would think that I was the Irish one, but like you're the Irish
So
guy.
you're pretty Irish.
You're pretty Irish.
I guess. But again, that's
You thought you were
that's
French.
my mom.
Yeah, but you could have gotten a lot of
I have
Irish
a
or
lot
a
of
little
my
bit.
dad.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, yeah.
But the Scottish Irish thing, I'm like, where's that play?
Well, maybe you
Interesting.
didn't get as much because you could. I mean, you get genes from all your parents, but you don't necessarily get their same percentages. Like,
Right. I'm just understanding that now. That's very interesting.
Yeah. So because somebody somewhere, I got like a whole lot of I'm like 62% Scandinavian
Wow.
and only 8% Irish and like 2% Welsh or something. And
Interesting.
but yeah, because I tried to do and I don't know how accurate it was, but like ancestry.com, and I found my one grandma who was the Irish grandma. Her other side was like a little bit English. And I found it, and I thought I traced it back to Mary Boleyn, Anne Boleyn's sister.
Really?
And I thought, like, I was so excited. I was like, oh, like, we have, like, something infamous. I'm like, did you ever see that movie? Like, that was pretty scandalous. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I watched the movie again. I'm like, oh, that's my, like, great. And then I got that was just when I did the cheek swab, and I'm all excited about my DNA, like I'm an ancestor of Mary Boleyn, and I get it back, and I'm like I have no British ancestry,
none
like,
whatsoever.
Like it was like there's somewhere like someone that I'm related to is probably a descendant of Mary Boleyn. I thought it was me, but I was like I just I got like I got to get my 8% Irish, no English, and yeah. It was
And
weird.
so, Aaron, you're like there's no French on your mom's side?
Not that I know of. I mean, maybe
Interesting.
I don't know where the other percentage.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh yeah.
She didn't give me the other percentages. She just gave me
she's good to
Scottish.
She just
me
gave you the
thing.
ones
The
she
big
wanted to
The bigger
idea.
ones. Here's the bigger one.
Here's the big picture.
Interesting.
yeah.
See, I've always wanted to do that, and then, always worried. Like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist per se, but I'm like,
what
what
if
are
they
they
take your
what are they
DNA?
going to do with my DNA once they have it on record?
Oh yeah. I
don't know. What
It's
are
too
they
late
gonna-
for me
seriously,
now.
what are
I
they
don't
gonna
know.
do with
Yeah.
it? But
well, I figured they're. Yeah.
who knows? I don't know. There's just so many records of things these days. Like when you get the strange phone calls on your phone and just things like, when your phone just talks to you randomly. And
Oh yeah.
I'm like, everybody's listening and staring and, so.
Yeah. What did I start?
just accept it.
Yeah.
You can't do
It is what it
anything
is.
about it.
Yeah.
I mean, they know where you are at all times
It's true.
of the day.
And they know what you're thinking.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
know how
They know.
you make your decisions and what they're based on. And they
Yeah.
already know all of that.
And here I'm
Right.
worried about my DNA, but my phone recognizes my face. So
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in another country that
Right.
actually runs our digital media, they know what my face looks like
Oh,
anyway.
yes.
They can recreate it
Yes.
at whim.
Yeah.
So,
She looks like Diane Lane. and Eva Longoria. So, no, that's not Leslie.
Yeah,
That's
There you
Eva
go.
Longoria.
Yeah. I spent some time looking at those pictures. I was like,
I told you with my glasses off and it was kind of fuzzy. I'm like, hey, that is us.
Yeah, without the glasses.
Without the glasses, it was,
yeah, it was funny.
that was, yeah. Those were good choices, though. You were very good at that,
Oh,
Kirsten,
thank you.
picking out
Thank
the
you.
correct
The correct celebrity.
celebrity assignment. I like it.
Well, I used to have, I don't even know what it was. And now I feel like it's something you shouldn't do. Like now that I know more than I did that back then. But it was, like 5 or 6 years ago, I ran across some website that like scanned your face and told you who you looked like.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
And what was funny was that one of my kids looked like Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, that's funny.
And I was like, if you put it. And then, when Halloween, like we had a wig and it was like a red wig. I'm like, oh my God, exactly.
You kinda do look like
yeah,
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, I was like dimples and.
So whoever they are, they've had your face for quite some time.
Yeah. So, but and now I don't even remember who they were. Like that's what I went to look up last week because I was like, well, I wish I should run that again. Then I'm like, well, it's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, it's
because-
probably a
But
bad
then
idea.
also I couldn't remember what it was, so it didn't matter anyway.
Solves that.
It
This
solves that.
Yeah, that's the guy.
It is what it is.
It's nice when you can't remember anything. You're just like, I'll let that go.
Do you guys ever watch that TV show? I know Aaron's shaking his head because he doesn't watch TV.
No.
But it's called Finding Your Roots, where it's usually celebrities because that's
I've
no
heard
one cares
about
about
it.
Joe
Nobody
Schmo,
cares. Right.
Yeah, I've
So-
heard about that,
and
but I've
there's
never watched it.
There's a guy that will trace, they trace and it's actually a very interesting show. And of course they only put the people on who've had interesting backgrounds and they're not going to put like,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, we suspected this
Right.
about you.
Right.
And this is not interesting in any way
and this is
whatsoever.
not
Yeah.
So they always have very interesting celebrities backgrounds on there. And so I'm with you on thinking like it would be really cool to find out like I'm related to somebody. Interesting.
Yeah, I was so excited
But
about Mary Boleyn.
There's a better chance that I'm not.
Yeah.
So,
So my husband is Hungarian,
oh,
and his, great grandma, or I don't know how many way back there, she grew up in the same town as the Gabor sisters' mother, Jaja and Ava.
So does he have a connection to Jaja? and
Yes.
Ava? What?
Ava was named Eva. Is she Ava or Eva? I think she's an Ava. I think she's Ava.
It's spelled EVA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But Ava was named after his great grandma's. She was best friends with Ava's mom, Ava and Jaja's mom.
Oh,
and her name was Ava.
so is she a socialite as well?
No, apparently they
Slummed?
gathered.
They slummed.
No, they gathered coal together in the streets as children. And that's how they knew each other. But
Some of them rose up to the top, and his grandma not
then,
so much.
then her best friend grew up to, I don't know, I guess
To be famous
to
and
be
rich.
to have famous children.
Yes. Oh, that's
Right.
right. It was her
She was
children
their
that were
mother.
famous.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
but yes. But his ancestor picked up coal with
She was still doing the coal thing.
but
Died
they
at
named
40,
Ava
you know.
Gabor. Yeah. Ava Gabor was named after her though, because they were childhood best friends.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
I just learned that last week.
See, I want to have a great story like that, but
Yeah,
I'm afraid
that's
I
all
will
got.
not. So
yeah, well, you never know. You should go for it.
I am related to Mike Ditka.
You are?
Yes,
You really?
I am really. He's my mom's cousin.
Really?
Yes.
Did you ever see the movie Kicking and Screaming?
No, what's that?
Oh my God, it's the funniest movie. It's a Will Ferrell movie. It's like from the early 90s, and he coaches his kids' soccer team. And they bring in, and it's Robert Duvall, I think it's Robert Duvall, is his dad, and his dad is coaching the opposing team. His dad's really competitive and crazy. So anyway, Will Ferrell brings in his next door neighbor to be the assistant coach, and it's Mike Ditka. Oh. Like the real Mike Ditka. And at some point, these are like, elementary school, little boys soccer team. And anyway, Will Ferrell gets really competitive and really crazy. And at one point, Mike Ditka tries to offer some coaching advice during the game, and he screams, you don't get to coach. Like you're the assistant coach. I'm the coach. You're the assistant. You're the juice box. You bring the juice boxes. Just So anyway, he calls him juice box boy.
Nice. Mike doesn't take kindly to that stuff.
But it was funny. Yeah.
Now,
you bring the juice boxes when I tell you to.
Chris will say that was the deciding factor in him proposing to me when he found out that I was related to Mike Ditka, in hopes that I would give birth to a Penn State football player. That did not happen, but it gave it the old college try, as they say.
Yeah. Mike Ditka?
Yeah. Actually,
your mom's cousin.
Leo actually looks a lot like
the Ditkas?
Young Mike.
Really?
Yes.
That is very interesting.
Yes.
That's
their cousin. My Aunt Charlotte, my mom's Aunt Charlotte, who she takes care of, is Mike's mom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How about that? Who knew?
Who knew? But no, he's a nice. I mean, like, he wouldn't know me from Adam, but
Mike,
like, he knows my mom. Like, if he sees my mom and dad out, if he's in Pittsburgh and he sees my mom and dad out to dinner, he'll pay for their check.
So, okay, this being related and third cousins and great grandmothers and Ancestry.com brings up this thought in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Do your families have reunions?
We used to. Actually, we do. Yeah. Yeah. On my one side.
On my side of the family, no, not anymore.
Did you when you were kids?
We did when we were kids.
Yeah, we did. We had great big ones when we were kids because my grandma was one of like 12.
Yeah.
But we kind of lost touch with those. But my one side, that same side of the family, like a smaller group of us, mostly just my cousins, will meet, maybe every other year.
Yeah, Chris's family did up until maybe almost COVID. Like,
right.
Yeah, they got together quite a bit.
That's very strange because same thing happened with us.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you were a kid, it was a big deal. Like we did every summer. We had homemade ice cream and
games and just huge get-togethers with people.
A big picnic kind of.
And you see them once a year, and that was it.
Once a year, and that does not happen anymore. And it got to a point where right before COVID, it wasn't even about COVID. It was right before COVID.
It was just right before.
Because we have a family newsletter.
Oh,
and that goes out to everybody, and it tells everybody's birthdays and what everybody's doing in the family.
It sounds like the business meeting.
It is. It's very much like a family thing. It's a big family thing. And then they came out with in the last newsletter so long ago, like, that's the end. It's too much to take on.
Oh, really? That's kind of sad.
Well,
and it's like, wow.
I mean, I wouldn't want to do it either, but that's kind of sad.
I think there's a couple of things to that. One, we all my generation, my brothers and I and my cousins, we all dispersed. We all moved away.
Yeah.
Whereas family was up until that point kind of in
close. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, all my family.
Live and stay on the farm.
Yeah, that was one thing. And two, Facebook. I mean, people.
Yeah, you have another way to stay in touch.
Now, I'm not personally on, but I think that catching up that you did, people tend to do virtually now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so they don't feel the need necessarily. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, like when we would do those kind of things, it was everybody lived within, say, an hour of each other. Now we're all over the place.
I am not traveling to Utah to go to the family.
Right. Yeah.
So
I don't even know half those people anymore.
So when I was a little kid, we had these big family reunions because it was my one grandmother's side, the Irish grandma.
the one.
And the one I thought we were descendants. So they're probably all descendants of Mary Boleyn, but I didn't get that.
But you didn't get any of it.
I didn't get any of that. But anyway, we had these big family reunions. It was like in the summer, and like we, like lots of cousins, and we made homemade ice cream, and we're playing outside and everything. And then after lunch, it was awful. We had to come inside for the business meeting.
Oh no! What was done at the business meeting?
Well, my Aunt B, God rest her soul, lovely, lovely human. But she liked to be, she was like the secretary or, I don't know, president of the family. I don't know. I don't know why she ran the business meeting, but it's what she did.
Okay.
And she took it very seriously, and it was parliamentary procedure.
Oh, my.
And, when you're 8 years old.
It's the worst thing ever.
It's the worst, like, just sitting, like, in the living room, like,
wow.
We're all, like, sitting there, like, staring at each other, like, our eyes are rolling, and we're like, ah.
Oh, no. What sort of business was had?
Well, she would read letters from everyone that couldn't make it.
Oh, no. That's terrible.
For hours.
Wow.
Well, it probably wasn't hours. It felt like hours.
It felt like hours.
Yeah.
When you're 8,
sure.
it feels like hours.
Yeah. So I left some really good memories, and then I'm like last time I saw my cousins, we were like, the business meeting. We're like, I bet we're the only family that had to sit through the business meeting.
Yeah, I got to say, I don't think we've ever had a business meeting.
To this day, it's probably why I, stopped working, because there is nothing worse for me than a business
meetings.
I hate business meetings.
No,
I was primed for it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I blame Aunt B.
Yeah, Aunt B.
You really had an Aunt B?
I really had an Aunt B. Yeah, I did.
Interesting.
Yeah, she was awesome.
She was awesome.
She was awesome.
And all business.
Except for the business
all
meeting.
business.
And all business. Business B, they called her.
Business B. Yep.
Yeah, no, we didn't have that.
Yeah.
No, ours was just games. That's all it was.
Oh, this is so much better than the business meeting.
No.
Potato sack races, wheelbarrow races.
Wow, you had a fun family.
We would do
That's all
now,
we did.
we did that on a smaller scale with like the immediate cousins that were like, so we still get together, my brothers and my parents, for 4th of July, because my dad's birthday is July 3rd.
Oh.
And that's a family holiday we call Pop-Up Eve.
Oh.
Pop-Up Eve?
Pop. That's his name.
Oh, Pop-Pop.
That's
Pop-Up Eve.
Pop-Up
That's
Eve.
my
Oh, I thought you said
dad's name to my
Pop-Up.
kids.
Pop-Up Eve.
No, Pop-Up Eve. Pop-Up Eve. It's our own language and our own country. No,
What kind of language is Pop-Up Eve?
Pop-Up Eve.
a peeve.
It's very flamboyant language, actually.
I think it sounds French.
Easy to learn.
Pop-Up Eve. Pop-Up Eve?
But I mean, it's gotten to the point where like the kids have come up with carols for Pop-Up Eve.
Really?
Carol.
That's cool.
My dad's name is George, so jolly old St. George shows up
On Pop-Up Eve.
and he leaves golf balls on the lawn for all the kids to find. Like they've taken it all.
That's next level.
Awesome.
So
Pop-Up
You
Eve.
need to make a song about
yes,
that.
and we
Oh my
get
God,
we have
Pop-Up
special
Eve.
desserts and
What does one have for dessert on Pop-Up Eve?
understand that Pop-Up, being born on the 3rd of July, hates pie because for his birthday growing up,
Oh,
it was 4th of July weekend.
so cherry pie?
So he got a pie.
Oh, he got a
instead
pie.
of a cake, and
Oh.
he's still bitter. The man's 83, and
He's like,
he's still angry.
he's still angry. So what does the
So
proper
no
dessert?
pie. There's no pie.
What would an
All right.
acceptable
All
Pop-Up
right.
Eve?
Well, you can have
Dessert
there's-
be?
you can have cake or cookies,
Yeah,
but just
cake.
there's,
No
there's
pie.
no pie. There can't be any pie whatsoever
All I request for my birthday is just something other than pie.
other than
Yeah.
pie. And then,
So what about the
but
golf balls again?
he was always a big golfer. So Jolly St. George, after the kids go to bed,
Drops golf balls.
drops golf
on the
balls
lawn.
all over the lawn for the kids to
For
find
all
in the
the
morning.
children
All
of the
kids
village.
to
And
putt
so-
putt
and
in
he
the
gets-
morning.
He has nothing tickles him more than to wake them up like at the crack of dawn, especially now that they're like
the
in
golf ball
college and
hunts
stuff
instead
for
of
the
the
golf
egg
ball
hunt.
hunt. And it's not like they're even hidden. He just like
This is like
tosses them on the
this is
lawn.
like your own family festivus,
Yes,
like
it is.
your own made up holiday.
And actually, when the kids are in elementary school, they have you write about a family tradition. And my kids would write about, and I remember like being contacted several times by teachers going, is this a thing? Or are they just making this up?
Your kid has a very vivid imagination. I think we need to get them tested.
And I'm like, no, Pop-Up Eve's a thing. Did they tell you about the carols? And they're like, yes. And the golf balls? Yes. No pie? Oh my gosh. It's a thing, I'm telling you.
It's a real holiday.
It's a real holiday. And then
Pop-Up Eve.
They won't be in school next Tuesday.
Yeah,
just let you know.
Yeah. My kids, I'm writing them a note. They're out for Pop-Up Eve.
They're always out for Pop-Up Eve. And then, so they have, so there were a couple of times we did, when the kids were a little smaller, that I planned the feats of strength for the
Pop-Up Eve has its own feats of strength? Was that before Seinfeld?
That was after Seinfeld, but it was based on the.
Do you have a poll?
There's no poll, but we did do we would do like the frozen T-shirts. Have you done that one?
No.
So you wet T-shirts and you fold them and then you stick them in the freezer, and the kids they each get a frozen T-shirt, and the first one to get it open and on wins that game.
On
the frozen T-shirt game.
A frozen T-shirt.
Okay, I've heard everything.
Yeah.
I have heard everything.
It takes a little while.
Well, yeah.
But
it must be very uncomfortable.
Some of the kids are very smart. Like my nephew one year took his frozen T-shirt and dipped it in the baby pool.
Right.
And of course,
yeah,
he got it on pretty quickly.
It's pretty smart.
But like normally they're just all trying to figure out a way to open a frozen T-shirt, and it takes a while.
Who came up with this? Was that you?
That was me.
I
just thinking of ways of torturing. And then like the other one, well, the reason there was a baby pool is because I would throw little plastic toys in the baby pool and then fill it with sudsy water, and you had to get it out with your feet. You couldn't use your hands. You had to use your feet to get the toys out. It was just stuff to torture the kids. They liked it though. They had fun.
I want to spend holidays at your house, except for Easter, because
not Easter.
No, not
but
Easter.
Pop-Up Eve's a good holiday.
Yeah, can I be invited next?
Yes,
we're all coming.
You're all coming.
Should we bring gifts? Or what,
no gifts. No. And in fact, he hates gifts because he's 83, and he's like, please don't give me a gift. I don't need stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Booze is always welcome.
Oh, okay.
But gifts in general, no.
Oh, okay.
No pie.
I can bring booze. No pie. Do not. You'll never be invited to Pop-Up Eve again if you bring a pie.
Costco makes a really good apple pie.
Costco does make and pumpkin pie.
That was so random.
Speaking of pie,
Costco makes a really good apple pie.
It's only $10 too.
Yeah, it's very
really nice.
very reasonable. Pumpkin is cheap too. It's very good.
I like
Pop-Up Eve.
Costco.
I love Costco too. Yeah.
Now we're drifting.
Right.
We're drifting. You can get some good stuff.
It's magically delicious, Costco.
Yes.
Magically. Okay, so here's a crazy fun fact about me.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I love this.
Do tell.
I have eaten Lucky Charms for breakfast for over 30 years.
What?
Every single day of my life until this past year.
What?
Yep.
And you're not diabetic?
Every day, Lucky Charms?
Every day.
You didn't mix in some Fruit Loops or Captain Crunch?
When I was like my 30s, I started mixing in rice checks.
Okay.
For
that's-
health reasons.
For health reasons.
I thought it was a little too
temper
much
the
sugar.
sugar.
It was too much sugar, so
Yeah,
we'll just kind of
okay. Dilute it a little bit.
Yeah, now it's finally gotten to a point. I'm like, I'm not eating this shit anymore.
Really? I was going to say,
Your
what made
kids
you
like
stop?
Lucky
Just
Charms?
suddenly or just
Yeah, I just
cold turkey?
Yeah, cold turkey. I would kind of just looked at I was like, no, I can't eat. Like, I shouldn't be eating this. Why am I eating this?
That's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Every single
I thought
day.
I'd heard it all.
But I mean, it's just hilarious that
I
one
bought
day
them
you looked at it.
I buy them like for St. Patrick's Day, and I buy Lucky Charms for like family vacations, like if for stateside.
It's one of these quirks about for whatever reason you just hold on to for the rest. Like you're just like because it's me, and I finally was just
That
like,
was your thing.
This is not
me anymore.
Well, it's not so much this is me. It's not healthy.
Yeah, that's true. It was never healthy.
True.
But
Shouldn't be eating this anymore, so I'm not going to.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's a lot of
Wow.
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms.
So now what do you
Can't
eat?
imagine. Yeah.
Rice checks.
Oh, just rice.
Oh,
I just eat
Okay,
rice
but like
checks.
we're not moving on to quiche or anything
No.
exotic.
No.
Just
I eat rice checks with blueberries every morning.
well, that's very healthy.
blueberries. Okay, blueberries.
That's a nice breakfast.
Yeah.
Superfruit.
Okay.
Super
fruit. All
Yep,
right.
yep,
Well,
yep.
It's a big upgrade with the
That is an
from
upgrade.
that marshmallows.
Huge.
Staying away from the sugar.
Good. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out, like, because we're all our generation. Everybody's living older and older. Maybe we live really old, but it's because of all the preservatives we ate.
Maybe
we're just really well preserved,
right?
Yeah. There's
right?
like no actual tissue. Human tissue left. It's all just chemicals and marshmallows.
Gosh. Although I would, if that's how I ended, how things ended, like, she died because she just turned into a marshmallow, that'd be okay with me.
Well, yeah, there's worse ways to go.
There's worse ways to go.
Right.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
Less sweet ways to go.
Look, are there other things like you ate? Like, do you remember like things that you ate when you were a kid that you just can't imagine eating now? I think, did you drink Tang?
Oh, we drank Tang.
We drank
Absolutely.
a lot of Tang.
Whatever happened to Tang?
I don't know.
Fun. And Tab. My mom drank Tab.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Tab.
yeah, Tab.
I never had Tab.
Tab was gross.
Tab was gross.
But my sister was a Tab, and then she switched to Diet Coke, and
Yeah.
I used to drink that. I haven't had it.
I remember going to the
don't drink
grocery
soda.
store and the bottles, and Pepsi bottle, and
Yeah,
cases of them.
Yeah.
And that was just a normal thing.
Yeah.
Now, and I've told you, my mom was like organic before organic was cool.
She was ahead of her time.
I would have, these sandwiches on homemade like wheat bread.
Was it Roman meal?
with sprouts? Yeah,
We had a Roman meal too, and I remember so jealous of those kids and their Wonder Bread, like the
I'm
cool
telling
kids
you,
and their Wonder Bread.
I'm calling
I was
out
like,
Beth Ann Nolder. Beth Ann, if you're out there, her mom, she had like ho-hos.
Oh,
and
yeah, I had those
fluffernutter
ones.
sandwiches.
Wow.
I don't even know what that is.
That's
Fluffer.
peanut butter and marshmallow fluff.
Oh, I never had that.
You never had a fluffernutter sandwich?
No, I didn't even know it existed. I just had
I've
my
never had a
Roman meal.
fluffernutter.
You've never had
I
a
had my
fluffernutter
Roman meal,
sandwich?
but I had like with Skippy and Smuckers.
Oh no,
So
this was
peanut butter and jelly.
marshmallow fluff and peanut butter on a sandwich. So she would have that or graham crackers with chocolate frosting and ho-hos, like
gosh.
and bugles and
Oh,
Pringles
wow.
and all the things we didn't have.
Yeah.
And so like my mom would make me these sprout sandwiches
Oh,
with
wow.
fruit, and I'd have all this like homemade really good stuff, and Beth Ann and I would get to lunch and we'd just switch lunches.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. My mom was kind of like your mom because I didn't have sprouts or anything like that. I had like a peanut butter sandwich, but it was on Roman meal. And I always had like carrots and raisins.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I never, but my mom, if it was a field trip, all bets were off. And that's when I had
bets were off.
the snack packs and the Cheetos.
Oh, the
and
snack pack.
I
That
love
was-
those snack packs. Snack pack pudding. Yeah, it was just kind of
So
gross when you
jealous.
think
I was
about
so
it.
jealous.
But then, and I would get like ho-hos or Twinkies or something, but like
Nice.
only on field trip days.
Really?
Yeah. That was like field trips, you knock yourself out.
Interesting. What was it about the field trip that made her go like rogue?
I don't know. It's like a special
Special
day.
occasion.
Special occasion. Yeah.
You get to have whatever you want.
Yeah.
kiddo.
And field trips, you go to their store, like, I'm getting in ho-hos and snack packs and Cheetos.
My kids had at one point in time their cafeteria monitor was this crazy old woman,
Okay.
and she would do nutty things like
Oh, yeah?
she would actually, like, if some kids threw their food away, she would eat it out of the
Okay.
garbage can, not because she was poor or anything. She was just
didn't like
frugal.
the-
She
you
didn't like the fact,
wasting
like if
food.
someone threw a whole apple away, like she would grab the apple and take it, right, kind of thing.
Okay.
Which you're whatever.
She stopped them before, hey, give me your apple. I'll take that.
But so the one day I remember, my daughter had a really bad day the day before, and I was having a hard time getting her to even go to school. Mm-hmm. So, and she was little. This was like kindergarten, first grade. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a peanut butter on bread and a bag of marshmallows to make your own fluffernutter.
Oh.
And which wasn't a normal thing that I gave them, but like you said, it was just to
Right, yeah,
entice her
just
to
like,
go
yeah,
to school to
right.
at least want to go for something. Right.
One.
So
thing
I was
to
like, so
be
I
there
said,
for.
here's a bag of marshmallows and here's your peanut butter sandwich. And when you get to lunch today, you can make your own fluffernutter. So I got her to go to school.
Uh-oh.
Lunch lady
Oh, she took it away.
took it away,
Did she cry?
threw her lunch away.
What?
And,
You can't do that.
and made her go buy lunch.
You cannot do. You
She
cannot throw
did.
someone's lunch
Okay,
away.
so you found out about this.
I found out about it. Well, yeah, and of course, I went to the principal, not like,
Heads
in
will
a rage.
roll.
Yeah, nothing
Well,
like that.
no,
Yeah.
but
I was just sort of like,
hey, lunch lady, get your hands
throw
off
away
my
some-
kid's lunch.
You can't throw someone's lunch away, and
So-
you can't make them buy a lunch. Like maybe,
Of course, all that became of that was them asking me if I'd like to be the lunch lady, and I was like, no. So
No,
this is
you
why you don't.
understand.
Oh no!
Just voicing my concern as a parent.
Just don't throw my kid's lunch away. That's all I ask.
It's like, oh, you're right. She shouldn't be there. How about you be the lunch lady? I'm like, no. This is why I don't speak up. This is why I don't
That's why
say
you keep a
anything.
low profile.
I
You
don't want to be
need
the
that.
lunch lady.
Do not.
There's nothing more abhorrent to me than the elementary school lunchroom.
Oh my gosh, it's so loud.
Oh gosh. So yeah. So she was a little nutty. She did a few other
She
things.
was a fluffernutter.
She was a clearly she had never heard of a fluffernutter either.
Right. So
Wow.
this isn't even
But
food.
she
I'm
threw her
throwing it
whole
out.
lunch away, not
That's
just like
terrible.
That's terrible.
I made her go buy lunch. Like
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't
And I'm
do
like,
that.
Yeah, I'm like, you're gonna buy
Anyway.
me lunch? Maybe I can't eat lunch. Yeah.
which of course like made the trauma like 10 times
Right.
worse.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
And
I
I
was
couldn't
gonna
get her to go to
say.
school
Thanks.
at all.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot, lunch lady. Oh my
Appreciate
goodness.
it.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the help.
Yep.
Wow, that's terrible.
Well,
Mm.
I suppose there are worse things that happen.
They're probably
Just
but
a few,
I don't know,
but,
just
you
a
know.
few.
Seems pretty serious at the time.
Yeah. Fluffernutter. That's fun to say.
It is. It's interesting. You guys have never had a fluffernutter.
No, I've
sandwich.
never even heard of it.
It's not, like I said, again, not something I was allowed to have, but I knew lots of kids who had fluffernutter
Really?
sandwiches.
I didn't know that.
My dad made me, again, on my mind, it's going off in different directions.
Oh,
My
it's
father
on-
made
yeah,
me a sandwich that, speaking of eating things that you normally wouldn't eat. So not necessarily a kid's thing, but very much like, okay, when I was younger, I didn't like broccoli. Hated broccoli.
Right.
I love broccoli now.
Yeah, I love
Right.
broccoli.
Broccoli's really good.
Yeah, broccoli's
broccoli's
delicious.
good.
Saute it or anyway.
It's roasted with
So,
lemon juice and Parmesan.
My dad gave me, and I honestly don't know what it is, but it's called a Rachael,
A Rachael?
and it's
Like
I
the
believe,
haircut?
I believe it's a rye bread with cabbage and some kind of sauce. And looking at it, I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna like that. But I didn't.
What's in a Reuben?
No, it's not a Reuben. It's
I
called
had
a
a
Rachael.
Reuben for dinner tonight. Yeah, you
'cause-
had the Reuben egg rolls, and I
Yes.
just had the straight up Reuben.
But maybe it's called a Rachel because the other one is called a Reuben.
Oh, is it like turkey? Isn't it? Yeah, isn't like a Rachael like
Turkey.
turkey, like a
Maybe.
turkey Reuben?
It's similar to a Reuben, but slightly different things. Instead of a
think
Reuben,
I
it's a
think I
Rachel.
might have heard of that.
Maybe. I honestly don't. I'm not a sandwich connoisseur in any way whatsoever, but
Was it good?
it was amazing.
Yeah. Was
Really?
it grilled?
No, this one wasn't.
Oh, okay.
No.
Your dad
You
made
could,
it?
Yeah. Because my dad in his older life is getting into like cooking and chefs.
Oh, that's cool.
books and whatnot like
That's a
that.
good thing to be into.
He just makes this stuff, and you're like, wow, Dad. Like,
Well,
okay.
why didn't you learn to do this
Well,
30
'cause
years ago?
He's been busy.
Yeah.
But
Because he's been busy.
he's been busy. But yeah, he's definitely taken on some of these meals, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. This is really good.
That sounds really
Oh.
good.
So yeah, coming across new foods that you never thought you would ever like, and then you're like, whoa, okay.
Sometimes we were just
interesting.
making them wrong, like broccoli. Like there's,
My whole family treats every dinner like an episode of Chopped.
oh really?
Except
Your
I'm
current
the
family.
only chef, right? And then they'll be at the end. They'll be like, "Mom, you should go on the show. You should go on like Mom Chopped."
There's
and
a
I'm
Mom
like,
Chopped?
"Okay, first of all, I don't enjoy this. I
Right.
don't enjoy you
Right.
picking apart my meals
Right.
every night, but
Right.
that's okay."
Oh, so
Had
they
my druthers.
judge
I
your
wouldn't
meals?
do this at all.
I thought that I'm thinking of the
you're-
guy's grocery or something that you have a basket of things that don't go together and you have to make something.
no,
which I
it's
think
not
is
that
kind
end of
fun.
Chopped. It's the end of Chopped where you get judged.
Oh, you get judged and they pick your food apart and make you cry. Oh, that's unfortunate.
And in the end, they're always like, "Mom, it's the funniest thing because they pick it apart and then they're like, but you're such a good cook. Like, you should go on the show." And I'm like, "No, I
Right.
don't enjoy this.
Right.
And I would not enjoy that."
I don't even enjoy being berated by my own family, let alone on TV by strangers. Yeah. No, thank you.
So,
yeah, we have the code. It's like, is this make again?
oh,
That's it. And if it's make again, it goes in the rotation. So I had some make agains, I think last week.
nice.
Yeah. So then there's some things where even I'm like, oh, we're never making
Yeah,
that
yeah,
again.
no. I agree. Although it does, at this point, it does get hard to come up with new things to make, or even want to come up.
Yeah,
with new
it's just you
things
get
to make.
bored.
Yeah, it's a lot of repeats, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's effort.
Yeah,
You have to, like my dad, he's retired, so he's got time.
Yeah, he's got time.
Not a whole lot of time with kids running around.
No, and also when with
family
kids, you got to make, like, you don't want to go through all the. I remember when my kids were little, I had this. I got some. The older ones were like toddlers, and I got this cookbook of like how to feed, a healthy food for babies. And oh my God, I spent like all day making some
You make something,
stupid
they don't like
ass vegetable loaf.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like, and it's just, kids love this, and it's really good for them.
Nope.
And
I just went through all of that.
Nobody ate it. Everyone hated it. Even I hated it.
Yeah.
And I just spent, my whole afternoon making some crappy thing that.
Don't you remember Jerry Seinfeld's wife wrote a cookbook
it was
about
probably
sneaking
vegetables into your brownies. I had that. I tried.
I had that
yeah,
too.
and then
Oh
I was
my
like, this is so stupid. Like, nobody
But
wants.
there's so much prep work. Like
Yeah.
there were all these mixtures. There's
Yeah.
like a blueberry mixture and a spinach mixture, and you had to make, and then you could sneak them into.
So you're sneaking like an eighth of a cup of vegetables
Introducing them to the flavor.
introducing. Yeah.
No, I don't even think it was that. I think it was just
like.
just so you just sneak them in on your
just
kids,
to
like
get-
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really teach them because they don't know that there's black beans in their brownies. Like,
Right.
there's
Whereas when I
still
was a
eating
kid, it was just
brownie.
like eat it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
No, I
when
remember
you
sitting
eat it-
at the table for an hour one night because I wouldn't eat my peas. I still remember that night.
Oh, yeah.
Still remember it because
So
I
I,
didn't
like,
eat my
ate-
peas.
I ate everything, but no, you had to eat it. Like you.
Yeah.
And we weren't really picky eaters. Like you was like take it
No.
or leave it, but we didn't know like everything else was out there. Like I didn't know about the fluffernutter, so I ate my crappy Roman meal sandwich, and I was kind of jealous of the other kids and their Wonder Bread. But oh, speaking of Wonder Bread, like I'm gonna age myself, but did you when you were kids? And maybe this is where I grew up in the Midwest, but
Go on.
put bread bags in your boots.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
What?
that wasn't
So you don't
just
get
me.
wet.
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah. So
Oh, like as a sock?
as like
Yes, as a
yeah.
sock.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially for the snow.
Yeah, for the snow. You put bread bags on your feet and then you put them in your, because we had those crappy snow boots.
Yep.
And they would leak.
Yep. They weren't
And,
waterproof because
yeah, and I
there was
remember-
nothing that was waterproof back then. Yes.
No, and I was so jealous of this, like the cool kids and their Wonder Bread socks.
They had Wonder Bread socks.
Because I had my,
Isn't it like a
I
breeding
had
ground
my
for
nerdy Roman meal socks. That was like I wanted to be one of the cool kids with the Wonder Bread
All right,
socks.
that would be embarrassing. That does explain
Yeah.
a lot, Kirsten.
But I'm still bitter.
Isn't that like a breeding ground for athlete's foot?
Probably. I don't, yeah, yeast, I guess.
Yeah, little yeasty in there.
We shook them out.
We shook them out.
We shook them out. I didn't know. It was just a thing. It was a thing
Yeah.
people did.
I did.
Because the snow boots were terrible back then. They were like those brown plastic. They had no traction.
I had the moon boots. Did you guys have moon
Yeah,
boots?
we had moon
This is
boots.
before moon
Heck
boots.
yeah, yeah.
This is This was like
Oh.
the snow boots before the moon boots. Because I did have those, and those were a huge improvement. Much cooler. And you did not need to wear bread bags with your
No, that's why I'm confused.
fancy ass moon boots.
Yeah, I
But,
did. I guess I was
Thank
fancy.
goodness
Yeah.
for the moon boots.
I have been known to be fancy, and maybe it all started back with the moon boots.
She's a fancy
I'm so
girl with her
fancy.
moon boots.
My moon boots and my cornhole
Not
leagues.
a bread bag on a
I had no bread bags. No bread bags on me, sister.
no bread bags on those feet.
Heck yeah.
She's kind of highfalutin.
I am
No,
highfalutin.
no bread bag kind of girl.
No bread bags.
Well,
No.
especially if you had wet ones and then you were like, okay, I don't want to put those back on because they're wet.
Oh yeah, that's gross. Yeah.
Dude,
So
no.
this natural solution is, okay,
Yeah.
I know how to fix this.
Seriously?
Bread bag.
Bread bags.
Well, we also had, okay, again, Aaron, you were pretty much an only child, and you were pretty much an only child. Yeah. I guess when you have how many? You're gonna need
I
so
have
many.
lots of siblings.
Yeah, but not around your age, do you?
Were they your age?
My
I was had a
brother's
big
5
gap.
years older than me.
Oh.
But I have a stepsister that's 1 or 2 years younger than me.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, I thought you were also a caboose. I mean, I knew you had siblings, but I thought they were spread further apart.
Yeah, mine were 10, 9, and 7 years older. So,
yeah.
And then my mom called me the only child.
There you go. So, but see, but there was, she only had a supply. I guess why did she do it for your older siblings too?
I don't know.
Because
they weren't really wearing snow boots when I was wearing
bags. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think it's they were older and they were like teenagers and it's once you hit a certain age, you're too cool to wear bread bags on your feet.
Well, I was thinking unless you're stocking up in the summer months with the old bread bag,
right?
It's kind of hard to have enough.
Save up for the lean time.
Sort of like canning, but in the opposite.
Right, exactly.
Gotcha.
Like how now we always put our grocery bags under the sink.
Yes.
I mean, we're like, maybe there's like a bunch of bread bags under our sink. Because you never know. Could be a long winter.
It could be. It could be.
Got to be prepared.
Oh, man.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bread bags.
Ain't no bread bags on me.
But she does have it. What's the holiday again?
Papa Eve.
Papa Peeve. That's funny.
Papa Peeve.
Papa Peeve.
Yes.
Papa Peeve. No bread bags.
I wish I could recall the carols. There are several, and I'm blanking at the moment. Something about, that he's been drinking. He's probably not awake. They're very good. The kids have come up with several.
Oh, yeah.
And they sing
funny.
them every pop-up eve. It's very nice.
Okay. Well,
And does he enjoys this?
Oh, he loves it. Like
that's
his
kind of
humor. That's his kind of goofy humor.
Good.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Good.
Everybody's in on the joke.
That's awesome.
That sounds
that
fun.
would be good. That would
Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah.
we're going live from Pop-Up Eve.
I will. Maybe we'll do a live broadcast from Pop-Up Eve. He also hates fireworks.
That's Saxon right for the 4th of July.
Yeah, hates fireworks. Yep. So all the kids, we give the kids the fireworks and they go out on the dock and my dad stays up at the house. And,
Oh, wow.
yeah. Yes.
He sees his shadow in the morning.
Yeah.
And there's 10 more weeks of summer.
We got to add that. That's got to be the new facet this year.
Yeah.
That's right. You got to
If
keep it
Jolly
fresh.
Old St. George sees his shadow.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
10 more weeks of...
I don't know. We'll have to come up with something.
something.
Yeah.
10 more weeks of golf ball hunts.
Of Tito's.
Yeah.
Pop-Up Eve. That sounds fun.
10 more weeks of vodka on ice.
Well, I see where you get your creativity.
Yes. My dad was always, he loved like practical jokes and things like that. Okay. Like April Fool's Day. He loved April Fool's Day, like lived to get us somehow. Yeah. And when the first house we lived in when I was a kid, I think I talked about this house before, but it was with the Corning episode stuff. Were you here for the Corning?
I don't think at the Corning.
Okay.
Like The Shining? What's the Corning?
The Corning.
I'll explain the Corning to you. We already talked about Corning in a previous podcast. But
the Corning.
But there were these modern homes with a big picture window in the front where the family room was. And he would take a stuffed animal and stick it in the front yard and wake us up. But he loved waking us up. That's his favorite thing, to wake you up at the crack of dawn when everybody's just like so fuzzy and can't
Pop-Up Eve.
Right. So he would wake us up on Easter or whatever it was or April 1st. He loved April 1st. And he'd be like, hurry up, get down here. You have to see this. And we'd all come clamoring down the stairs and he'd be like, down, get down. And we'd be down on our stomachs and he'd make us like army crawl to the window. And he'd go, okay, look. And then there'd be like, a stuffed rabbit in the front yard. And he just thought that was the funniest thing. Or at one point in time, we had the bus actually came to our driveway, and yet I often missed it. But the bus literally stopped at my driveway. And there, like many an April 1st, he, an hour before we were supposed to be up, would go, bus is here. And we'll be like, what? And like, trying to throw clothes on and, running down the stairs. And then he'd just be laughing himself silly.
I used to miss the bus a lot too. And that was like that was my stress dream that,
that
your onion skin
was
because the bus was coming and, like.
My mom got so mad at me in high school for missing the bus so many times. The one day, she's in her pajamas and robe. And I know how I wake up. These, her hair's all over the place and has a little leftover mascara. She's looking a little lunatic. She was so mad at me. She goes, get in the car. We chased the bus down.
Oh, and you chased the bus down?
She flagged the bus down and made it pull over and made me get on the bus.
When you were in high school?
When I was in high school.
That is brutal.
Needless to
say.
say,
You didn't miss the bus again.
I never missed the bus again.
That was a brilliant stroke of parenting.
Oh my God. Well, that was just
as a teenage girl, I can only imagine.
That was pure.
How humiliating.
At the time, there wasn't a lesson in mind. It was just, get on the bus.
I am not driving you to school. We are catching up with that damn bus, and you are getting on that bus.
Yes.
Yep.
Speaking of that, have you ever, I remember in elementary school that my kids missed the bus, and I was like, fine, we'll get in. I'll take you to school. And we were going through the car line, and I'm in my pajamas.
Oh.
And then, with the bed head.
Nice.
And then it turns out we're too late. And you had to walk into
them
school
in? Oh, no.
and sign them in. And
So you actually went in your pajamas?
yeah, with the bed head. That's humiliating.
You're a good mom. I would have driven home and changed.
Yeah, I was just like, skip this over
Wash
with.
my face and then be like,
No.
you're late. We're going to be real late now.
I'm like, we're here, and I'm going to swallow my pride.
I am not going all the way back.
I'm not going all the way, but
Heck
I
no.
was not happy. I was like, oh, damn it. I thought I could make it. I knew we were cutting it close, but.
I actually drove the kids to school once an hour early, not on purpose.
I remember you telling us.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought it was that time, and we showed up.
Yep.
That happened to me once in college with daylight savings time, and I didn't know, and I showed up in all my 8 o'clock class an hour early, and it was creepy, and everything was dark, and I felt like I was in a bad dream. Is this real? Oh my God, I showed up, and there was no one at school, and there's no one here, and yeah, I was really scared. And then I don't know how and there was no cell phone, so I didn't know. I don't know what I did. But it was awful.
Don't have to worry about that just yet. My kids are out. Their elementary school is right across the street.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
that's
kids'
nice.
elementary school's right up the street. So, but
So you don't have to worry about driving.
Right.
Showing.
Yeah.
we do drive some days, which is really pathetic. But we don't have to.
But you don't have to. Yeah.
They can actually drive. They can walk to both the elementary. Actually, they can walk to all three elementary, middle, and high school if they really had to. Yeah,
That's nice.
it's not that far, but they don't, of course. So we drive to pretty much everything. We're keeping Kirsten up.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm present.
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So
I'm
did anybody? Yeah, we just watched a little basketball. I had a Reuben. I didn't do much.
I didn't do anything this year.
no.
Oh, I kind of forgot it was St. Patrick's Day till literally, JJ was like, I need something green, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I kind of forgot, but yeah, we have these good friends that are super duper Irish, and they used to have they decorated their house more than I decorate for Christmas,
Really?
and always had a big party and went to a big, went to an Irish pub all day, and yeah, that was really fun.
You should have them do Ancestry, and then it would be really cool if it came back that they were Slovak and Scottish.
That would just ruin their lives. They would be so upset. That would be horrible. I think they're both all super Irish.
Wasn't there a commercial once where the guy was like, I thought we always thought we were German.
Oh, yeah.
And he had the lederhosen and everything, and it
lederhosen.
turns out he was something completely different. What was that?
Or was he something else and he had lederhosen? I don't know.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember that too.
But
Well, it's same with me, with Mary Boleyn.
yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It's just but anyway.
No.
No. I have no, I mean, I have a general idea of my background, but I I would not be surprised if I was completely wrong.
Yeah.
I know there's German in there. Well, see, I say that. I know there's German. It could be Polish. It could be any of the Slovaks. I could be, it's something like that, right? But my mom says we're Scotch. See, again, there's all these rumors. She says we're Scotch-Irish, not Scottish and Irish, but Scotch-Irish. And
what's the
apparently,
difference?
according to her, it's that when Spain invaded Ireland, it's an infusion of Spanish blood. So the people who were Spanish and Irish were called Scotch-Irish.
Okay, that
which
explains
is
why
I look like Ava Longoria.
Yeah, that's I'm like, it all makes sense now.
It's all coming around.
Yeah.
But that's what she says. I don't know if that's the truth. And I couldn't even look it up if I wanted to because I don't get any reception in here.
Oh,
but,
right.
Yeah,
well,
that's what she calls it. So, I don't know if that's a thing or not. I just go with it.
It seems like a perfectly logical explanation.
I think it is. I'm just going with it.
I would go with it.
I'll
Very
take it.
interesting.
I will take it. That's funny.
So, well, since we've spun a lot of yarns and lies and deceptive information this evening with our Magic Man Leprechaun
Pop
theme
Eve.
and Pop Up Eve, that's the truth, though. That is the shady, shady truth.
Who would have thought that Pop Up Eve was, if you would have said, like, which one of these things is true? That Aaron, Aaron ate Lucky Charms every day for 30 years, or Leslie's dad had a special holiday where he had golf balls for all the children. Which one?
Yeah.
Which one is true? Or Kirsten wore bread bags on her feet.
All the above, D.
Was jealous of the fancy bread bags.
Oh, you know what? It's kind of good that Christine isn't here tonight because all of this would absolutely blow her mind.
Poor Christine.
All these
off
the wall.
She's not as off the wall as the rest of us. Yeah, what? She had much more conventional background, I believe.
Yes.
If you all are missing Christine, she's running.
She's running a
tomorrow.
marathon.
Yeah, she got a marathon going.
So we got to hear how that went when she comes back.
Yep.
Very impressive.
Do you remember if it was a 4 or it was a half?
Virginia Beach was, I don't remember. I think it was a half, but I could be wrong.
She could do either. She can do
them all.
Yeah.
That's
she
the
can
thing.
do them all.
She ran for 24 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. She's no joke. She's
so
hardcore.
Yeah.
Well, next time we'll hear all about her running
adventures.
Yeah.
If there was any there's always interesting people along the route. So we'll have to hear about that.
Sounds good. All righty.
All right then. On that happy note.
All right. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy spring.
Happy spring.
It's
I
right
know.
around the corner. I actually got out into the garden the other day and
You did?
started the process. I'm like,
You're a
this
gardener?
feels so good.
I know it does feel good, doesn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love getting my hands dirty and
Really?
oh my gosh.
My mom was super into gardening, and because I grew up snapping peas and beans and all that stuff.
With bags on your feet.
With bags on my feet, it wasn't really my thing. But now I would love to garden, but I don't have the right lot for it. We have like a sunny front yard where they don't let you plant anything, and so
I was looking at let me get this right. Cattle panels today.
Cattle panels?
Aha! That's
What?
what I said. That's what I said.
What?
I was like, oh, okay. So, quick story before we end.
Yes. Yeah, I'm an Iowa girl, but I don't know what a cattle panel is.
I am outside gardening,
Okay.
pulling weeds, getting ready for the spring because I really, really love gardening. I have big trees in my house.
Awesome.
So I'm getting ready for that whole process. And I have a walkout basement, but steps going up into the yard. So I have basement opens up, steps going up.
Right.
Okay.
And on the one side is the railing that I have a dwarf wisteria growing on. Okay?
Pretty.
It's very pretty. And then on the other side is the deck. And for years, I've wanted an arch
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
to
that
go
would look
over
nice.
top of it so
Very
the
cool.
wisteria can drape
Yeah,
down and
that's
whatnot like
beautiful.
that. But I can't figure out how to construct the stinking thing because
And Aaron can make stuff.
You need an arch that's going to be able to support weight,
Right.
right? So you can't just make it out of like a trellis of wood or something like that. You
Right,
could,
right.
but
Yeah, the
You get
wisteria.
it'll break
Wisteria
it,
goes
twist
crazy,
it,
doesn't
and
it?
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Well, this is a dwarf one, so it's not
the crazy one.
not the crazy one.
Yeah, because they're beautiful, but I heard they take over.
So I spent probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours on the computer today looking for just an idea of how to construct this thing, or somebody out there in the world's come up with some kind of an idea.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'm typing all of these keywords into Google, all kinds of things. And I finally get to a point and I'm like, this is it. It's like one of those moments where you're just like,
Eureka.
Oh my gosh, this is what I've been looking for. They're called cattle panels.
Okay.
And they are a welded mesh wire. Well, they're a wire that are in squares like this. So it's not your typical when you go to Lowe's and they've got those fences that they
Right, the
roll
green-
up.
the
right,
green,
yeah.
right. Those, which their holes are like that big. These are like welded
foot,
6-gauge wire,
But
that
12 by 12 holes.
16 feet long.
Wow.
And what people are doing is they're standing one end and then one end, and they'll get like 3 of them, and they'll make like one
Tunnels.
Well, they'll make a greenhouse on the cheap.
Oh, nice.
So what is a cattle panel for? To hold cows?
Yep.
It's true. They can't fit through a 1 by 1 foot hole. Most cows can't.
Yeah, most cows can't get fit through.
Maybe the magical leprechaun
The magical
cow.
ones can.
But the regular cow,
Confused.
1 by 1 foot, not going to work.
I'll show you after our
all right.
episode.
Okay.
Everybody at home, follow along.
Everyone, Google cow panel,
And then
Cattle panel,
cattle panel,
a greenhouse.
cattle panel greenhouse.
Yes, and there
That's
are
our next album.
that's our next.
cattle panel.
I'm not even going to tell
Greenhouse.
you. I can't pronounce
Yeah.
things, so I'm not even going to
Cattle
tell
panel in the greenhouse.
I mean, as soon as I found it, I was like,
Cattle panel.
wow, this is amazing.
Papa beef.
I would have never ever seen something like this until I went down that rabbit hole, and I was
Right.
like, oh my gosh, there's people who do this. They make greenhouses on the cheap
Right.
out of cattle panels.
I've seen the Christmas trees out of the tomato cages.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yes. Okay.
So we're coming up. We should just do a whole podcast on uses
For obscure
for
building
obscure
materials.
materials.
So I'm doing that probably in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, we want to see pictures.
I will keep you updated on my
Please.
cattle panels.
Cattle panel.
cattle,
for my
your cattle
wisteria.
panel project.
Yeah.
Cattle panel.
I cannot wait to get my hands in the dirt. I can't wait.
That's
It'll be good.
awesome.
Lots
It'll
of
be good.
Splitting
Bring us some
things.
herbs or tomatoes.
I'll probably have lots of tomatoes.
Okay, all right.
Strawberries. Do strawberries.
I have lots of strawberries.
He has lots of strawberries.
Nice.
You should put that on your checks.
I do.
Ooh.
You do.
I do. And
Wow.
raspberries.
Wow, that's awesome.
You do all the berries.
I have
He's the berries.
I got berries.
I got berries. I got berries.
Sounds personal.
And on that note,
And on that happy
right.
note, good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
This has been the Sad
Happy
List of
St.
Life
Patrick's Day.
with the former bandmates at Dolly Pursuit.